San Diego. Backstage there. So it's been a few months.
Less than a year? Less than a year, I believe. Or
it was like February.
Yeah, this year is what I thought.
Yeah. Not too bad. So good to see you guys back this way again.
Thanks.
Just like the last show, honestly, I think you guys just ripped it away.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
And I was really surprised that you guys got on board with Modern Marketing, because I thought for sure after you just totally outdid them.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would never say that.
We don't need those guys anymore.
No, those guys are awesome, and I mean, opinions are opinions, but those guys kill it every fucking night, and I'm more than happy to be with them and hang out with those guys every night. So yeah, we're gonna have to disagree on that part. I think they could crush it.
They're amazing, and you guys complement each other for sure. Absolutely.
I think it is a good look. I think everyone has fun. Skeletonwitch with the bottom R, it's not exactly the same. It's not too different. It's really cool under the same umbrella, but everyone brings something not carbon copied to the table. Right. So, and then just this whole package together. Everyone's different, but yet the same.
Yeah. You know, watching you guys up there, it's like this this feeling just comes over you of like I've descended straight into hell. Now you guys present a very dark persona, you know, and of course the metal band is expected to kind of go that route, you know. I mean, to a large degree, you know, it's expected.
It gives you the freedom to let that part loose without going around being an asshole in your daily life. It gives you that, that 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour and 10 minutes, depending on where you're at on the set, to get that part of what's in your head out in a safe way where you're not going to be in trouble for,
Right. And, you know, of course, what's cool to most of us that are in that culture is not the same for everybody else. It doesn't sit well with a lot of the general public. Do you try and go out of your way to push people's buttons and to...
No, absolutely not. It's I don't do anything for shock value. Believe me, I could. I could definitely do some, come up with some stuff that is just like, that is just so ridiculous that it's beyond shocking as far as lyrical content, but it's kind of the easy way out. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, if you want to, it's easy to write shocking stuff.
Right.
I'm not writing grand opuses and things, but none of it is just this dude killed this guy and he did it this way, out of fabrication, out of just fiction and shit. You know, obviously there's such a deep meaning to what I do because it's escapism, but there is another level that actually maybe some people are like, he might mean this, and some people might just want to be like, kill, and whatever. And whatever someone gets out of it is fine. If they just want to stay on that surface level and get off on that, fucking ain't right. If someone really wants to just get deep with it and some people want to do that. I personally don't. With writing I do, but as an observer and a fan, I'm not really going to try to dissect someone's lyrics and go, what are they really talking about? I just want to get that and be good.
So you're not out there just to stir shit up?
No, fuck no, I can do that without being in a band.
Now, I find it interesting, metal and satanic type themes have gone hand in hand for years.
Yeah.
But there has been criticisms in recent years that type of mentality is old hat, and people need to move away from it.
Well, that's like saying the stop signs need to change from the color red. Right. You don't make a fucking orange stop sign because they've always been red, and that's old, and we don't do that anymore. Take Cannibal Corpse, for example. They've done the same thing throughout their entire career, and they're bigger than they've ever fucking been because they've stayed that course. No, I don't agree with that. That's already been done. You know what? You just have to do it better. You just have to do what you did last time, do it better.
Yeah, I do agree with you. There's obviously enough things out there to keep people interested, and people are getting bored with it. There's that.
You can always expand upon anything as well. I understand getting in a rut and doing that's the same thing you did last is the same exact thing. Yeah, but it should be the same, in my opinion, it should be the same thing, but just a better you every time. Right. And without just, if I start singing songs about Little House on the Prairie, my career is over. No one's done that yet. Am I an innovator? Because like, we're the Little House on the Prairie band. This song's about Charles Eagles Wilder, or whatever the fuck, you know, Laura Eagles Wilder. No, people are gonna be like, that's fucking dumb. But I was taking a risk. But yeah, you know.
I understand that, you know, there's people out there that say it's uncalled for, and I mean, not necessarily that it's uncalled for, but I think what people are looking for is to try and do something that's different without losing their identity. And a lot of bands try and experiment and do lose that. I mean, you guys have been pretty straightforward in what you do. Do you not feel the need to try and branch out into different areas, or just, I mean, like, let's take Slayer, right? Slayer has been Slayer forever, and it works for them. If they tried and gone, you know, a different avenue like other bands have, they kind of blew up in the face. Do you guys think about that? Are you guys trying to stay on the same course, open to new ideas? Or?
Well, like I said just a second ago, I mean, I want to not veer off the path too far. And now Skeletonwitch is a heavy metal polka band, but make it different enough. But still, when someone hears it, they're like, "Oh, that's Skeletonwitch. Is that new Skeletonwitch?" You know, to make it to where you still know who it is, but without just departing from what. I mean, you got fans for a reason. And once you fucking do something completely fucking wrong, different, everyone's gonna, you know, you just betrayed them. In my head. So yeah, progression without just completely, like, I'm not gonna have a DJ in the band. It would be totally different. It'd be edgy, but it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna sing clean. That's just not what I do. I'm not gonna give that a shot either. But I do have something in mind for the next record that I haven't done. Or maybe that we haven't done, but it's still Skeletonwitch as fuck. So yeah, we're trying to progress, but yeah, I don't think that's a great move to just go ahead and flip the script, do something fucking weird, and say weird.
Yeah, I think of bands like Obit who have completely gone more of this prog metal type vibe, and they, you know, he's done a mix between the growls and clean vocals. Now he's just doing clean vocals. Obviously alienating a lot of fans.
It's kind of off my radar. I have no idea. Just trying to do this full time at this level, you really have to just keep your walls painted and keep your house as tidy as you can keep it. But you know, if someone does like branch out a little bit and it works for them, fucking hey man, more power to you. And we will branch out as well, but no, we're not gonna fucking do something. You're like, oh, why'd they do that? Because
it's always a scary thing when I get a new CD in the mail, you know, or, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I just never
It's a scary thing to record a new CD because, you know, you're like, who's going to talk shit this time? Right. Who on Lambgo's going to fucking call me this or that? Or, I think Nate and I got called ugly hillbillies or ugly hicks on Lambgo one time. Because, I mean, we live in the country and we grew up in Arkansas, so all of a sudden now we're ugly hillbillies. And shit, this new record sucks, ugly hillbillies. Whatever, man, fuck off.
Now, when it comes to your lyrical themes and the things that you address, is there any particular way of thinking that you're trying to get across to people?
I mean, on occasion, it's not just all. I mean, there are just some, like, I guess, a lot of the songs are stories, as opposed to just the non sequiturs of evil words or shit I pulled out, like, read out of a book. I mean, I'm not really going to do that. I like to tell a story. But it all comes from an inspiration. So it's kind of telling a story in a different way, as opposed to, like, oh, I know what this song is exactly about. I mean, I'm not going to bust myself out and go, you know what, the song is about this. Because, you know, I'm just not going to, everybody be like, oh, it is about that. I want some people to figure it out for themselves.
or find an alternate.
You know, even if they're wrong completely, as long as it means something to them, right. Everybody's good. Everybody wins.
Right. I think some people go out there and look for negative things. They're just, you know, they're beating the bushes for.
Oh sure, hell yeah.
Whatever they can.
It's way easier to talk shit than to not. Anyone can do that.
Absolutely. Now you recently recorded a video, shot a video for the song "Unending Ever Living," in which you graciously got covered in fake blood.
Yeah.
It was fake, right?
Or was it?
Or was it? You know, and there were scenes of torture and things like that. What, you know, when offering up this kind of imagery, do you ever fear backlash? I mean, for the people that come after you?
No, I don't give a shit. There's way more just blatantly offensive. I mean, this is within the realm of art, and in my opinion, within the realm of art, there are no limits. I could have fucking got my goddamn dick out and pretended to cut it off, and that would have been a little more offensive. But you know, I'm not going to do that. It's not who I am. It's not what I'm going to do. So no, I don't care.
I appreciate that.
You know, I would appreciate it too. I'd like to keep it. So no, I don't really care if someone's like, "Oh, that was so fucked up. They hung a dude." You know, wasn't John the Baptist crucified upside down? No, his head got cut off.
That was Peter.
Yeah, he was crucified upside down. I mean, that is what people worship. And I mean, that book that tells that story. Now all of a sudden, my upside down crucifixion is all fucking crazy. Don't do that. I mean, it's very. Like I said, in the realm of art, there should be no limitations, no matter what. Even if you do want to do what I had mentioned earlier, hey, in the realm of art, do what you want.
Right. In perspective, I completely understand. There's actually a band that's called A Hill to Die Upon, and they claim to be Christians, but they use that same type of imagery and call that out and say, well, it's Peter. There's statues of that around the world, and people don't understand that. You know, it's just a lot of people's ignorance.
And honestly, dude, no one has ever said anything like, I'm totally offended by that video. Someone that's going to see that video is not going to be offended by it. It's not like my grandmother is going to look that up.
Right.
And she would be offended by it. But, you know, the people that are going to see it are going to either just be into it because of what it is or not, but no one's going to be like, that's fucked up what they just did.
Yeah. Now, with that in mind, and talking about art and expression, we have a lot of freedoms in this country that other places in the world don't have. And ultimately they're being threatened on a daily basis. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, religious leaders, religious organizations, you know, we got the terrorist groups, ISIS and things like that are out there cutting heads off of journalists for expressing their points of view or covering what they think is important. And ultimately, you know, we're all, you know, potential victims of that type of thing,
or targets at least,
or targets. You know, I mean, especially bands. I mean, you know, we were talking about this, you know, earlier today that bands, artists who go overseas or go different places face being kidnapped, you know, or taken hostage or whatever, or different things. You know, I mean, it's not outside.
Too,
you know, I mean, even here in the States, I mean, fucking Dimebag got shot on stage doing what he loves. So, you know, how do you feel about the state of our country as it pertains to our First Amendment rights and freedoms of expression, as well as the world as a whole, where people have a different way of living, you know, or, you know, fears of being captured or whatever. And the reason I bring this up is, you know, topic of discussion, I actually talked to Zetro from Exodus today, and they were talking about, there was a father of a university student recently who he posted lyrics, one of their lyrics, you know, song lyrics on his website, and somebody got a hold of her phone at the university and went after him. He was actually arrested. They kicked in his door, taken into custody, and detained for 9 days because they viewed him as a domestic terrorist. And he was just posting lyrics of one of his favorite bands.
Right.
And so it's like, if people are jumping to these conclusions.
This is which state?
Kentucky. It was Kentucky. Greenville, Kentucky.
Greenbow, Alabama. One of my favorites.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it is going to shit really fast. I mean, on our shores, thank God, it's you know, you can bitch all you want. I mean, you know, gas prices are so much, or, you know, there's always something to fucking complain about. But when you look into what's actually going down over there, I mean, give me $5 gas as long as my head don't get cut off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just in general, everything is kind of going to shit, and it will continue to do so. No one is going to change anyone's mind. No one has changed cultures' minds throughout, throughout history. This culture will believe this until this culture is gone, or till the world is gone, is what I meant to say. And we will believe this, and the South will love Jesus more than the North. And, I mean, it's just everything's going to get, it's kind of like global warming in my opinion. Everything's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse until finally it is no more. And what can you do about it? Complain or just ride it out?
You just go about your everyday business?
Well, I mean, what can I do? I mean, I can bitch and moan and I can vote. But what can I really, what can Chance Garnette do?
Right, and that's kind of the thing. It's like a lot of people are saying, there's a lot of people renouncing their U.S. citizenship now. They don't want to support the administration and the government. A lot of people say it's pointless to vote because it's fixed anyways. You're not really making a difference. There needs to be some kind of reform. I mean, I've just seen a whole lot of shit hitting the fans here, but most people go about their everyday lives saying, well, it doesn't really affect me. But then at what point, will it affect you, and will it be too late to do anything about it then? I mean, everybody says we can't do anything. But, and I say this because you get on a stage in front of you. You have a microphone, you have an album, you have a way to communicate to people on a level that they can understand, and address these issues, and at the same time be entertaining.
If I wanted to address like political issues and shit, I became a politician. That has no place in my music. My music is so you can forget about that shit. Because that to me is just as important, is because you're bombarded with that shit all day anyway, on the radio, on the TV, on fucking street signs, just anywhere. You're already bombarded and told how shitty everything fucking is. But my point or purpose, I believe, is to tell a different story and to let people not fucking think about that for 45 minutes, hour and 10 minutes, 30 minutes, however long my fucking set is. Who wants to hear what Chance Garnette's fucking opinion on politics is anyways? Because I'm not into political bands. I'm not into it. When someone comes knocking at my door, I'll take care of it. But I'm not going to go around and tell people how to take care of their house, so to speak.
Right. No, I totally hear you. And I'm not really a political type person myself, other than the fact that when somebody starts threatening taking away the shit that I love, like being here at this concert tonight. I mean, where everybody's hiding up and closed up indoors, afraid to go out and do anything that they can do. That's when I get concerned, and I'm seeing more and more threats coming that way. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, see what you thought, because obviously you guys being in that limelight, touring overseas, touring here in the States or whatever, not to be an ass about it or anything, but you're more likely to get taken out before I will.
Well, I've thought about that as well. Certain areas that that bands that I know and maybe have toured with actually are touring in. I would pass. I'm not gonna tour in this area, that area, because I know if I don't go, I'll live.
Right.
Even though the probability of anything fucked up happening is way lesser than it is greater. So what? If it's a 1% chance I'm gonna get my head fucking cut off, I ain't going, dude.
Why risk it?
I mean, I'm 42 years old. I still have, which may seem like not quite so much, but in my head, I still have a lot of life to live. And just to go to someplace for an experience, or to say I went there, and it's a dangerous place, fuck it, I ain't doing it. It's not worth it.
Totally agree with that. Well, man, once again, you guys fucking tore it up out there.
Well, thanks.
Tonight.
Hope you have fun.
Next time you get through town, I want to see a headline set though. Is this twice?
Today's the first day of non-headlining. We'd headline for 3.5 weeks.
But not here.
No. We did the Roxy, which is the closest to here, I believe. In LA, yeah. Yeah, it was not too long ago, man. It was Roxy. The 23rd, and today's the 25th.
Really?
Yeah. Hour and 10 minutes, 21 songs.
Oh man. I didn't even realize you were still doing it.
My throat is so stoked to be playing 30 minutes now, and not an hour and 10.
There you go. So how long before? I mean, you guys basically do a touring cycle, and and then you record, tour, and record. The album's been out for a year?
It came out in 2013, October.
Yeah, October, so about a year now.
So, yeah.
How long do you guys generally like to take between albums? Are you ready to jump right back in? Or?
writing is really stressful, like, because, you know, like I said, or alluded to, I guess. Eluded. You always want to do better than you did the last time. So there's always an added stress to a new record. And, you know, we're not going to just shit one out to be like, okay, now we get back on the road. You know, I need to be happy about every fucking song, every fucking word. And I'm a worrier to the umpteenth extent. And I will sit over one line in a song, or yeah, one line in a song in a record of 13 fucking songs containing thousands of words, and that one line, I'm like, this is fucking dumb. This is dumb. And I will just sit there and pull my hair out and pace back and forth and just beat myself up over it. It's really hard for me to be happy when it's done. But every time I have been, so I'm not really looking forward to writing again because I know where it takes me in my own head. And I guess sometimes I'm not the most fun to be around at that point because it's just like, you know, god damn it. Thesaurus fucking sucks, fuck, you know, rhyming dictionary wrong. And then finally, you know, oh, there it is. One, you might be in bed at 3 a.m. trying to go to bed just sweating and being fucking pissed off and like, that's it. You gotta get up, you gotta have that notepad, you know, you always have a notepad right there when you're in writing mode because you never know when it's gonna hit. When it hits, you gotta take advantage of it and not, I'll remember that in the morning because you won't. You'll be like, what was that golden thing I had last night? And it won't be there. And you just really have to take advantage of when it hits. So yeah, as far as like writing, I'm not looking forward to it, but it'll get done.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
It's been fucking amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you guys.